Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Welcome to Hell's Honchos. That's right. In case you've forgotten during the current apocalypse, it is Sunday, April 19th, 2020. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited. We have a fantastic show planned for you this evening. We've got a wonderful, world-renowned professional guest coming on here. She's absolutely awesome. She's even better when she's eating ice cream. She's going to be very funny when she comes on, and I'll bring her on in just a moment. Guys, I just want to talk a little bit about what we got going on tonight. Tonight, that's right, Tonight, we are discussing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's right. We're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We're talking about the Rocky Horror Show. We're talking about the play. We're talking about the musical. We're talking about the film. We're going from London to LA, down straight to Broadway, and even Long Island's own little niche in the Rocky Horror community. So we're gonna be talking a little bit about that, guys. We've also got some Killer Clowns from Outer Space kicking on. That's right. We're gonna visit Halloween Horror Nights, courtesy of Theme Park HD. We're talking about some Hammer films, tied in a little bit with the London and England tie in there, and as well as we're gonna be talking about the documentary for the recently deceased. That's right, the making of Beetlejuice. This is something really cool, guys, that you're definitely going to want to check out with us. We're really excited. And guys, it's time to bring on our magnificent guest. She's awesome. She's cool. She's crude. She's wonderful. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Lou. Hi,
I
Lou.
am not crude. How dare you?
How you doing, little Lou?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, hon. So yeah, guys, we got Lou, and Lou, what is there not to say about you? You're involved in Chambers of Hell.
I am.
You're technically the assistant manager. You're the eye in the sky. You're the cookie thief currently. Which has been yeah. When we're
What if I stole cookies?
all right, snack thief, the snack thief. We'll go. No, Lou guys is wonderful, man. She does everything over at Chambers of Hell. She's really a big part of what we do. And also I just want to talk about you are a world-renowned circus performer with your husband Al. And you guys are the Little Lou and Remarkable Ronaldo show. And tell us a little bit about, your history, just who you are and what you've done.
A little bit of everything. I started off in the theater. Started off acting when I was a itty bitty child, and kind of grew from there. And I went to drama school for 2 years, and fell into the circus, literally head first. And I ran away and joined the circus when I was 20 years old.
20 years old.
Yeah, I was a young'un.
And up, even your other half has said she is wonderful.
Thank you, baby.
That's right, Al.
So he's cool. Wonderful too.
He is. He's a wonderful, wonderful person, human being, performer. They're absolutely. You guys are actually. I want to talk about really quick. You guys are actually doing something revolutionary right now. On Friday nights, Friday afternoons, as well as all week long on your website. You guys are doing a digital circus. Tell us a little bit about. I know you guys have done performances. Now it's in workshops. Tell us a little bit about the Friday performances.
So, I mean, the main thing what we're trying to do is we're trying to one, keep circus and entertainment alive in all of this. This is obviously a hard time for us all, and we want to still bring circus and entertainment and things like that, but in a way that we can do it safely. It's not safe for us to be in gatherings right now. So we want to try to create still an interactive show that people can sit and enjoy, but also still be a part of. So the idea about our Circus Fridays is that we'll do a show where people can sit, enjoy, and then after that, we want to try to do some workshops that are using things that people might have around their house. So be able to join in. Friday, we learned how to juggle with juggling scarves, but we're using gift wrapping tissue paper for juggling scarves. And the week before we learned how to make a Ronaldo ring. So if you are interested in doing any of this, circusronaldoNYC.com. I see it right there on the screen. Right now they put up our wonderful, wonderful man behind the scenes, Robert Frankenberg, has made up the website for us so that you can go onto the website and still learn all the stuff that we went over in our live broadcast, but we've now put it on a video tutorial that you can sit, watch, and take your time with, so you don't have to try to take all the information in one time. And it's a lot of fun.
I think that's absolutely phenomenal. And this just goes just to show, as a community, we always say that sometimes, like the story of a phoenix is true about sometimes we rise from the ashes. And, in this particular case, we are dealing with a lot of heartache and really a lot of troubled times. And for you guys to put that out there, is absolutely just phenomenal. It's really cool, guys. If you get a chance, check it out. Like I said, it is circusronaldoNYC.com. You can go on there. You can take their workshops anytime, guys. So you can go on there. You want to learn the Ronaldo ring. You want to learn the scarves. They got more stuff. They're doing plates this Friday, spinning plates. Guys, this is the place to be, and you can go anytime you want. So if your kids get bored, if your kids are looking for something entertaining, anytime is perfect. You want to go in there. You want to check that out. So all right, we've done the plug. Boom, that was good. No, it's very good, guys. They're awesome. Like I said, I'm really excited to have Lou on the show. And this is also, I do want to talk about having Lou on the show is very special to me because when I started this show, it was mainly horror and goth, really that kind of culture and that media. And Lou is involved in that community, but she's not a huge part of it. And I think that's so important to have on guests with multiple views and multiple different genres of different culture and personality. And so I want to thank you for coming on tonight, Lou. That's a big deal. I'm kind of sad though, because every time I call you, there's an ice cream cone, and I got no ice cream cone tonight when you came on the show. So
well, I wanted to make sure I had my ice cream before, because the last thing you want to see is an ice cream cone.
Well, that is
very. Sure I timed it out perfectly that I finished just before the show.
That's very admirable of you, I do have to say. And I do just want to remind everybody that's right, guys. You are watching us. We are Hell's Honchos. You can also check us out. Don't forget, if you're watching on Facebook, facebook.com/Hell's Honchos, or on our YouTube channel, which is also just Hell's Honchos. Invite your friends if you like the shows, guys. We've only done, this is our 4th show, and I'm really excited to announce that as of today, we hit 100 followers. So that's awesome. And that's all because of you guys. So thank you for sharing. Thank you to all my guests that have come on, my current guests, my future guests, my past guests. This is awesome. Oh, what do you got? What was that? What was that? There was the dancing ice cream cone.
My husband bought me an ice cream cone.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We've got the ice cream cone, ladies and gentlemen. Ice cream cone.
Put it back in the freezer. Don't waste it.
No. Here we go. We've got this. We've got the ice cream cone special guest. There it is. We saw it. Awesome. Nothing like live webisodes there. All right. So let's get into what we're going to talk about tonight, guys. This is something that Lou knows a lot about. I'm a huge fan. I'm not an aficionado, but I'm a huge fan. My wife is a huge fan. We've been to it hundreds of times. I started when I was 16, going to the Bald Hill Amphitheater out here when they did it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We're talking about none other than the Rocky Horror Show. And whether we talk about the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the Rocky Horror Show, we're going to go over a little bit of the differences, some history tonight. Lou's got a wealth of knowledge all up in that head up there. So we're gonna pick that brain. And I'm really excited, guys. And today's actually a very special day. Today is Tim Curry's 74th birthday today. So woohoo to the man. The last time that I actually saw him over here was at Monster Mania a few years ago. And although he was dealing with his stroke from a few years ago, he was still cranking. He was still making it around. So good for him. And here's to another 10, 15, 20 years, Mr. Curry. So now going on from that, let's get a little bit of some visual anticipation, stimulation as well from over here, because we've got some stuff. There we go. All right, so here we go. So Lou, let's talk. I'm gonna read off some facts really quick, and then we're gonna go over what we got here. So ladies and gentlemen, hold on, here it is. It's coming up. So hold on, I gotta give it a second because it's fucking magical. Look at that. There's those lips. Boom, there it is. All right, so we're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show first, guys. That's right. This is the film released in 1975. The film was shot at Bray Studios at Oakley Court, a country house near Maidenhead, Berkshire, England. Did I say that correctly, Lou?
Berkshire, but you're right.
Berkshire. See, for anyone that doesn't know, in case you didn't know, Lou is from London. And Lou and me love to have a little gist about her accent because I find it very adorable. And then she usually beats me up about halfway through that conversation. So it's actually fantastic. Just want to talk about it really quick. So yeah, the film was released in 1975. The film opened in the United Kingdom at the, I believe it is Rialto Theatre in London on the 4th of August, 1975, and it opened in the United States on September 26th of the same year, 1975, at the UA Westwood in Los Angeles, California. It did do well at the location in LA. However, it was not done very well anywhere else. Fox came up with the idea of re-releasing the film around college campuses on a double bill with another rock music film parody. Lou, do you know what that second film is that it was double billed with?
I do not.
A lot of people don't. It was actually billed with Brian De Palma's Phantom of the Paradise.
Oh.
And it actually rode those coattails, and eventually on the midnight scene became the monstrosity that we know of a cult following. From that, Fox executive Tim Deegan was able to talk to distributors into midnight screenings starting in New York City on April Fool's Day of 1976. That's right. The cult following started shortly after the film began its midnight run at the Waverly Theater right here in New York City. That's right. And then spread to other counties in New York, and including Uniondale, Long Island. Look at that. Who knew that? So we got some pretty cool history over here on Long Island, and as we always say, don't dream it, be it. That's where we're at, pretty much with the film. As well, do you want to talk about the Waverly Theater in Greenwich Village, which is said to have been the birthplace of all the callbacks and everything of that sense. So now with that, Lou, we're talking about the film here. We're talking about the film.
I'm enjoying the
yeah, the little elbow sex there.
I'm enjoying it here. I'm singing everything in my head right now.
Right? Isn't that great? We got a little bit of that, so we're gonna leave that on loop for a little while, which is great. A little pool orgy coming up. There we go, Dr. Scott. It's fantastic. Here, look, we even got comments coming in. Here we go. Up. Hold on. Here we go. We got Al even said, "Oh, I didn't know this. It's World Circus Day today."
Oh, I thought that was yesterday too.
I don't know. He said it was today. Well, look at that, Lou. You picked a perfect day. Maybe we'll even get Al on later. We'll get Al on here for Circus Day. That'd be fantastic. Now, hold on. Let's go back because I found that to be absolutely miraculous. I'm going to play that again. There we go. All right. So, Lou, let's talk about. I know there is a particular fact that you do like to discuss, and that's the makeup.
Yes.
Now, I know about the makeup. One thing was that Pierre LaRoche, I believe I said it correct. Pierre LaRoche, who had previously actually been the makeup artist for Mick Jagger and David Bowie, redesigned the makeup from the London production and the Roxy Theater Los Angeles production, had redesigned it for each character, so that kind of led to their iconic trademark looks. Now I know you want to elaborate on that because I know you love the makeup, so let's go to the makeup there.
Well, I think it was more that I was kind of astounded when I found this out originally, but that look at the face right there. It was perfect.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
And so the makeup that hang on.
He's there. Boom, baby, boom. Look at that. Talk about that, Lou.
Tim Curry did that to himself every day. It was redesigned, but there were no makeup artists on site. In fact, most of the budget for the film actually went to the actors. They didn't have a lot of money for anything else. The place itself was falling apart, and I think it was Susan Sarandon that got very ill.
Yes, I heard she contracted pneummonia.
Yes, yeah.
There heat.
Yeah, there was no heat. There was no running water. So they really didn't have a lot of money for the production, and so makeup was done by the actors themselves. And Tim Curry did that to himself. I was very impressed with that because I don't think I would have been able to reproduce that.
That's pretty magnificent.
Yep.
And I do have to say too, I did understand. I found this fact out a few weeks ago, and I thought it was very funny that Tim Curry based his portrayal of the character.
You like that?
Originally, it was on a German accent, and then he was watching The Queen.
Yep.
And I'm under the impression that Tim Curry took The Queen and based Frankenberg off of the Queen of England.
Yeah.
I think that is, to me, bottom off the top there to you, Tim. That's fantastic.
I think that he was actually originally talking to...
Let's go back to this face.
So he was talking to Richard O'Brien, of course, who wrote the show, and there were back and forths about how Frankenfurter should be portrayed,
Yeah.
and he wrote it as a German, and yeah, when Tim Curry came in and said, no, it's going to be more like the Queen, 98 pounds, and it's yeah,
It's been history.
yeah.
And I think it is amazing because this film has transcended time. It came out at a really crucial time for the gay rights movement and everything else. And I think too, but there's just something about all of it that appeals to something within everybody. I mean, you have horror fans that love this movie. You have goth fans. You have obviously the LGBTQ community that's a huge fan of this, obviously. But I think just in general, there's something that appeals to everybody. I mean, on top of that, you go not even just about the genre of film, but it's a fucking musical.
Yep.
Like what else? How else can you get better about singing about PP and VJJ in a musical?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, look at the bush on that statue. I'm sorry, but you can't ignore the bush. The bush is there, and so is the PP up there. David's well hung. But this this is the truth. This movie is so fantastic for so many reasons, and also I think part of its popularity has been what's become of it. Because nonetheless, is the film popular, but you have all of these production companies producing shadowcasts across the United States, across the world, and it's just amazing to me how big it's become.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I remember when I was think I was 15, and I had seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time, and I became obsessed. And it was on VH1, and then I bought a copy secretly. And I remember I went when I was 16. I bought a purple sequin dress and 5-inch purple sequin stilettos, and I went to the Bald Hill Amphitheater with a purple feather boa, my makeup done, and clip-on earrings, and it was the most amazing time I ever had. It was so much fun, and that's what it is. It's so inclusive when you go. And that's why it's just the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's what we're talking about for anybody joining us in.
So I mean, the funny thing about that that you say, I was introduced originally to the Rocky Horror Picture Show by my parents, who are
that's awesome.
Very what a lot of Americans will look at as very typical English people who they believe are very posh.
Oh yeah.
And so that I think I was about 13.
13.
And they said, "Come, sit down, watch this." Which, I think back and I'm like, "What were you thinking?"
That's awesome.
But yeah, so we all sat down together and watched it as a family, and I just thought it was the best thing I've ever seen. And then not quite understanding, embarrassingly, it's still at that age, that there were some things I didn't quite understand what was happening just yet. And then then when I was and then loved the film, and would then watch it I don't know, at least once a week. And so then again, it was my parents that said, it's a show too. And I'm like, wait, what?
I gotta interrupt you because we got a few really funny comments here. We have Mr. Tom Zakari coming in here. First time I ever saw Tim Curry, and it was amazing. We have the good Riella with, your folks are the poshest.
Right, they are.
Yes, they are.
I'm sorry, Gabby, would you really think that my parents, of all people, would sit down their 13-year-old little girl and be like, watch this, honey? Like,
right? No, and that's exactly, and it's so funny because, and she even wrote, we got a further comment from that lovely lady, Miss Riella, who actually wrote that Dr. Frankenberg inspired her very first smoky eye makeup.
Yes.
And that's a testament right there to exactly what we're talking about the fact that it's so influential to so many different people for so many different reasons.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. And, it's just, there's just so much. And the music alone, the music I do love too, because the music is rock and roll. The music is so show tune. There's even ragtime, like blues, and that's the other thing too. this show just encompasses so many different things, and I think that's why it's such a big hit. Even with musicians, I love the show. I could play it all the time. I have the music book. Hold on, here we go. We got more chipping in. Riella said, "No, Lou, but it makes our time at Lips even more special." Crazy chick.
Oh yes, we went to Lips for my bachelorette. It was great.
Oh, was that good?
With my mother.
Oh, look at it. With your mother.
Yes.
That is possibly one of the greatest things I've ever heard. And also we've got Miss Waleska on here. I was 13 when I first saw it, when it was the 25th anniversary on VH1.
Oh dear.
Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Meatloaf. Meatloaf was amazing. He was also very tender.
I was quite surprised that Meatloaf was in. I don't think he was in the original cast, but he was in there before the movie. I thought he was brought in for the movie.
Yes, he actually Meatloaf was not in the original at the Royal Court Theater in 1973. However, Meatloaf was in the original Los Angeles production in 1974 at the Roxy Theater. He was in there with Tim Curry, and that was I believe, if I'm correct in saying, 1 year before they made the film. So he was in one of the original productions.
Yeah.
What I do think is very interesting, too, is that a lot of the people that were in the original, which we're going to get to in a minute, the 1973 London, the West End production, were in the film. They transferred over a lot of the originals. I think the only people who weren't transferred over were the original Brad and Janet.
Yep.
And funny enough, Jonathan Adams, who is Dr. Scott in the film, was the original narrator in the play. So kind of cool little twist over there. What else? Anything else in the film, Lou? We're gonna go back and forth. We're not ending it, but you know.
Well, one thing I don't know. I mean, it's not a fact or anything. Just that I was interested in that they did differently from the film to the show. Was that for anyone that's seen it, I'm pretty sure every show, the actor that plays Eddie also plays Dr. Scott. And I was interested that they didn't do that in the movie.
Yes.
You have an insight or a thought why that they didn't do that, or they just wanted more variety of actors?
I think a lot of part of that was simply the idea. A lot of people argue the same thing of why Ghostbusters 2 wasn't as good as Ghostbusters 1. It's because the studio had more money. They had a bigger budget, so they expanded on the special effects and they lost a little bit of the storyline. So I think too, it could have just been that, a lot of times, I mean, you're involved in live theater throughout your career, as well as I know a lot of times as producers, we do always try to, not to say cut corners, but budget's a huge part of live theater. So it might have been just as simple as that. I don't really particularly know for sure, but it is an interesting perspective and an interesting fact that they did switch it during the movie, which also we have a few more here. Here we go. Here we go. Tom Zakari, did I hear correctly that Tim Curry starred in the actual play before they made the movie? This is correct. He actually starred in 3 productions before the movie, which we're going to get to in a minute. And Miss Riella came in here with, it's hard to find an actress more innocent looking than doe-eyed than Suzanne Sarandon. It's funny, she actually to this day still does pretty much deny this film. There's this negative connotation. I don't know if it was because it was the first film she did, but she's done a few interviews where she did the VH1 interview, but she has been caught at multiple conventions, if I'm correct, from a few people I know, that she doesn't like to talk about it, which I find very...
Was it the 25th anniversary?
I know. Well, and that's what I find it very interesting because I think it's when the money talks, she's there. But from a few people that have been on the con circuit, they've confirmed the notion that she's not exactly a big fan of her performance in this film.
Well, again, she was awfully sick throughout most of it. So
I know. Yeah, a traumatic experience, And then we also have Mrs. Frankenberg. Can we talk about shock treatment?
No,
we cannot talk about
not.
shock treatment. Fuck that movie. I'm gonna say it right here.
I really tried hard to like it. I really did.
Did you? Because I didn't.
I really tried hard.
Oh,
I really want, because I really thought it was ahead of its time. Like,
it was not. Let me tell you.
No, it was reality TV.
Oh, I got you, but let me tell you, this is just in
81.
breaking news. Shock treatment sucks. Just came in. I can't handle this. Oh,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was awful. It was an awful movie. It wasn't well thought out.
and I know people who love this film. I do. Mr. Finnegan, if you're watching, Mr. Finnegan has an affinity for this movie, and I've tried to watch it, and I just like every time it turns my glasses upside down. I literally watch it halfway through. My vision's out of 45. I don't know what's going on. There's popcorn all over the floor. It's a mess.
I haven't actually got to the end of it ever.
Oh, it's horrible.
I think I've got 3/4 of the way through it, Matt.
No, it's horrible. And I do want to throw this on here really quick. Guys, we're doing something extra special tonight. If you're looking to jump on the show live with us and discuss the Rocky Horror Picture Show, simply leave us a comment in the comments. I'll send you a link. And you can join us on here. That's right. We want you on the show. You, me, Lou. Or Lou, me, you. That's how it's going, guys. And I'm just going to tell you, it's still breaking news that shock treatment sucks. This just came in. I'm going to tell you, we got some more comments here. Hold on. Oh, my God. Miss Vieta, what is shock treatment? So here we go. We're going to get some history. Riella, shock treatment is the sequel, as we dare call it, to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Not the remake.
Right. No, not the remake, the sequel. That's right. They did try to make a sequel to it. It didn't have most of the original cast. Richard O'Brien, Patricia Quinn, Little Nell were all in it, but Tim Curry was not. Oh my God, Susan
Brad
Sarandon.
and Janet with different actors.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, so the only reoccurring actors, I suppose, that it followed Brad and Janet onwards, and so all the other characters changed their characters, so they weren't the same. So it wasn't Riff Raff, it wasn't Magenta. They were all different characters. It was all different kinds of bad.
Yes, no, that was not good. And oh, look, this just in. Still sucks. Breaking news. Yes, we're not afraid to throw our opinions around here, ladies and gentlemen. But I just figured I'd let you know. There is one big shout out that I do want to give. Let me see if I can pull them up here. Really quick, guys. We do have our own Long Island Rocky Horror Picture Show Shadowcast that we are friends with Jordan Cap, who do a great show. And guys, if you get a chance, check them out. It's facebook.com/Zen Productions NY. Give them a shot, guys. They're awesome. Hire them for their show. They have phenomenal production quality. So make sure you give a shout out to them. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Cap. Hope you guys are doing good out there. And today is Cap's birthday. So happy birthday to you, my man. All right. So we're going on from here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in case you just joined us, we're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's right. There we are. Not shock treatment. Not shock treatment. I just want to tell you. Oh, there, breaking news. Shock treatment still sucks. So we're still getting there. We've got more comments coming up here. Here we go. Yep. And as Riel said, sequel bizarre. Yes, it is. Guys, we're not a fan of shock treatment. In case you didn't hear, it was breaking news. Still sucks. There we are. All right. So moving on, guys. We do want to talk a little bit about it. Now, something that I really do want to talk about the difference here that I really do love on a serious note. So the Rocky Horror Picture Show is very musical in aspect, whereas the play is much more rock and roll. The play is the music is much more hard hitting. It's a little more raunchier. It's a little bit more edgy, which is kind of funny when you think about that the play is edgier than the movie, but not in content, in its sound. For me, the difference, one of the biggest differences, is in over at the Frankenstein place. Everything has this very, very sexy drum groove, a lot of guitar. It's just very big. And actually, one of my favorite things about the musical version of Over at the Frankenstein Place too is, and my wife Wally actually brought it up to me, is that there's actually a second verse that is completely cut out of the film, and it's actually one that Brad sings, and it's kind of a disappointment because it's a beautiful song. And there's actually a lot of
understand why they cut it out, though.
No, I don't, because I love that moment.
Yeah, you see, this is the thing that I've gone back and forth with myself about.
Yeah,
that it is a beautiful song,
but
it just doesn't, to me, if you really look at the film and you look at how it was going,
Yeah.
it's very different than in the theater, and
Oh,
it's a
of
different
course.
feeling. And so it was very much a, you know, foot on the brake moment
Right.
that I felt that they didn't want in the show, that
Now, do you
in
still
the
feel
film, that I think works better in the show.
now? Do you still feel the same way though about them cutting? Um. Oh my God, what's the song? Baby, don't cry, cause it's still tomorrow
Yes.
after tonight.
Yeah.
Like I love that song, and it's one of
Once
Wally's
in a
favorites.
while.
Yes, and it's funny because in the UK version on the DVD, it's still included, but on the US version, it's not, and I found it very disappointing because that is one of my favorite songs to play.
It's the same. Foot on the brakes. Some sudden, you know.
I know, I know. To me, it was just like, and actually, she just chimed in. One of my favorite songs is not in the film, and that's Once in a While. So if you haven't ever seen that, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, go to YouTube and check out Once in a While. It is from Rocky Horror Picture Show. It is not on the US version of the DVD. So if you haven't watched the UK version, chances are you're missing out on something very good. Now,
I also have that DVD if anyone does want to borrow.
Right? That's good. We were actually just talking about Lou has a Rocky Horror shirt.
I'm really upset.
And Lou was trying to find it for tonight. And the best part of the conversation was like, oh, where is it? And she goes,
I left it in the UK. I left it in London.
And my response was, that is fucking authentic, because it's the Rocky Horror Picture Show t-shirt in London where it was. So that's awesome, Lou.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you didn't get to it, but it's with us in spirit. I will say that.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna talk a little bit about this. So, okay, so here's some facts, guys. Tom, listen up, because this is your musical facts. So coming up here now, the original production was at the Royal Court Theater on June 19th, 1973 is when it opened, and it did star Tim Curry, Richard O'Brien, Patricia Quinn, Nell Campbell, and Jonathan Adams. That's right, they were in that original cast. So that was before the whole cuckoo crazy cult started. Then we moved on, guys, to the Los Angeles performance in 1974, the Roxy Theater. Now, this did not include a lot of the original cast. However, Tim Curry did come over for this, and this was added with the addition of Meatloaf. And there's actually a very funny story about how Meatloaf actually walked out of this before he was actually a part of it. If you actually watch the VH1 special on the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Meatloaf actually talks about how the first time he saw Tim Curry in Fish and Tales, he actually walked out of the theater and said, I can't do this. I got a reputation. It's actually very interesting. Watch the special, because it's really
That's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Considering what happened later on.
Well, and that's what it is. They talk about how he came in and how they talked to him and everything. I don't have all the facts, but watch that VH1 special. It's really cool because it talks about all of that, about how they got him in there. Now, we had that. Now, what happened, guys, was that the 1974 production was at the Roxy Theater. That was in Los Angeles. Now, that production shut down for them to go back over and film the movie over in England. Now, the next production that opened up was the original Broadway production. Now, this was 1975. This was right after the film opened. And this did, again, only star Tim Curry and Meatloaf. What's really interesting about this performance, they were riding on the coattails of the film, really hoping that it was going to make an impact. Unfortunately, it didn't have that cult following yet. It wasn't doing the midnight performances. It actually closed after 45 performances, bombing at the box office. So it was a tragic moment. And now here's something that you got a link to the VH1 special. The Riel just posted that. I definitely will get that up there, Ms. Vieta, for you. I will find that in just a moment. While we're talking about that, by the way, so just forget it. Now, this is really cool. So the second U.S. production, I didn't know this until tonight. For anybody that doesn't know, we're broadcasting live from New York, and I think this is really cool. The second U.S. production, since the closing of the Broadway version, was actually at the Westbury Theater here on Long Island. It was really cool, and it was actually really cool because this was the first production to come out after the shout-outs had started at the screen over at the Waverly Theater down in Greenwich Village. The actors reacted great to it. It didn't have any of the original cast, but it was an 11-night run, and it was met with huge success, huge reviews, and it definitely became the first notion of how big this was going to become. And then lastly, the one I want to talk about is, and then we'll go back and review these, the 2000 Broadway revival. So I was lucky enough to see this. This was at the Circle in the Square Theater, and it was starring Tom Hewitt, who I absolutely love as Frankenfurter, Raul Esparza as Riff Raff, and Joan Jett was Columbia. I have to say that this production was amazing. I've seen Raul Esparza in Cabaret and in Company, and he is unbelievable, screeching vocals. He's ridiculous. Tom Hewitt, I actually saw in 2004 as Dracula, and funny enough, Dracula was at the Belasco Theater where the original Rocky Horror Picture Show premiered. So kind of cool little twist there with Tom Hewitt, and of course you have Joan Jett. So it's kind of cool. But that's what we're talking about, the plays here. And like I said, one interesting thing that I do love is that the play is definitely more rock and roll, more raunchy. I think one of the coolest things too is that there's a character that in the movie is a pair of lips. In the play, it's Trixie, the movie girl. And Trixie is in the beginning, and she's the one singing science fiction double feature. And I think I think it's really cool when you see that, because it just adds this like mysticism to the new person being there. And we actually do have a few comments here really quick just for that. Frank's joining us in here. Frank, well, woohoo! Tom Zakar wrote 1974. That's cool. Wish I could have seen that. But we weren't alive yet. We got Missy over here. Hi Rob, hi Lou from our haunted house, and Wally, of course, with I Love the Soundtrack Revival. Yeah, guys, so it's some cool stuff. Lou, anything you want to say about the revivals and all that? You know, all the plays themselves, even just the regular ones.
I wish I got to see a lot more of them. I only actually saw the show in theaters, I think maybe 4 or 5 times, which again is a lot if you think about, one show. But again, if you think about how many times I've seen the film,
right,
it's really not a lot. But yeah, it's such a different feeling. And once again, it was my parents that took me to see my very first Rocky Horror show in the theater too.
Right, it really is. It's quite an amazing thing, and it's something that I feel like we all will grow up with, Yeah. And I think one of the cool things too is I got to see it down at Universal Studios for Horror Nights. Actually does a Rocky Horror Picture Show tribute show. It actually used to be in the old Beetlejuice theater that's no longer there, unfortunately, but it was really cool. Now, there is one thing that I do want to talk about, and this is 1990 to 1991. So 3 words: Anthony Stewart Head. For anybody that doesn't know, I want to bring this up because I got a picture of this. Oh, by the way, I do actually, hold on. Before we do that, I got a picture. Guys, this is the original marquee outside of the Belasco Theater from the original Rocky Horror production. That is where I saw Dracula in 2004 with Tom Hewitt, who went on to play Frankenfurter in the 2000 revival. But what I really want to talk about, and I'm going to move the picture here, is this gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman. So this gentleman is Mr. Anthony Stewart Head. Now, why is Mr. Anthony Stewart Head such a big deal to the Rocky Horror Picture Show community? Well, let me tell you fuckers, Anthony Stewart Head was one of the best Frankenfurters around. That's right. That's Giles in drag, baby. He was absolutely stunning, guys. He was one of my favorite. Doesn't know. He did go on to play Giles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. From 1997 all the way through the whole decade. Is one of my favorite shows. But Anthony Stewart Head had this real raunchiness about how he played the show, and I've got footage.
He was very English about it.
Oh, very English. Hold on, we've got it. Hold on, he's coming up. Because let me tell you something. He is so sexy and so raunchy when you see him. And there he is. There he is. Can we just talk about this? There he is. Like, ooh, I don't know. I could be gay for a second.
That's not a good picture of him, though.
No, but
that's not a good pose.
Oh no, but it is beautiful. He is just this sexy thing. This was actually, and this is a really cool concert, guys. This was actually the tribute concert they did. This is at the same theater. This was at the Royal Court Theater where the original production performed. So this is a really cool performance that they did, and yeah, he's rocking it there, guys. That is that, and Riella's going, wow.
Yep.
Yep, and that is Giles, guys. Yeah, nobody really knows that, and it's kind of cool too because he also went on to do Repo the Genetic Opera. He went to have a big starring role in that, as well as Buffy. He's been in some other places, but he's just an amazing actor. All, all around, but he adds that, and I find it so amazing how people don't know about his connection to this incredible show. It's
I
absolutely
still don't
incredible.
think he's the most shocking actor to play Frankenfurter, though.
Who was your favorite Frankenfurter?
Always not my favorite, but my most shocking one, the one that I was most shocked to hear who played Frankenfurter, was Meatloaf.
Really?
Meatloaf played Frankenfurter.
I did not know this.
Yeah, he was. I don't think it was for long. I think it was later on. I think it was only. I'm going to guess in the mid '80s in some show somewhere. But yeah, for a little while, he went on and played Frankenfurter.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my god, I gotta eventually find a picture of that because that's freaking great. That is actually really
that's
cool.
why I was shocked about when you said he was he walked in and Tim Curry in the fishnets, and then I'm thinking, well, he did the same thing himself.
I know, and that's I have to find. I'm gonna find that VH1 special with Rocky Horror because it was pretty cool. I do have to say that. I'm gonna get a link for that for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the show in theaters, I only saw it in England, so a lot of the people that I've seen play these different characters are famous British people that you guys just won't know. So,
well, who have you seen it with? I always think that's interesting.
There's a Darren Day who is a English, like he was a pop star, so very kind of clean cut look. So that was a kind of fun thing to kind of go in and see that he was very 80s clean cut.
Right.
And then suddenly he's out there as Frank and pulling his wig off and waving it around. It was an interesting interesting sight.
And we even got look at this. I want to bring this up here. We got Cindy. Cindy's in with us. Hi, Cindy. How you doing, Cindy? Lou, you actually know Cindy. Cindy actually was at our zombie school.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Cindy actually took our zombie school, and Al gave his opinions of Repo. I know some people. I'm not a huge fan of Repo. I'm really not. I know a lot of people that really are. Now here, I just want to put this up here. I'm going to post really quick. I just posted up the YouTube link because, ladies and gentlemen, that is too. Hold on, I'm bringing it up here. Bada 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 bing, bada bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, that is too the VH1 that we've been talking about with. Oh, where is it? I don't know why it's not showing. Hold on, we got it there. I don't know. But anyway, that's because it's not added to the screen. There we go. That is the interview with Meatloaf. Riel, I just posted that for you. So this way you can check out that interview. And he can tell you a little bit about his time with the Rocky Horror Picture Show and the walking out when he first saw the show. And a little bit of cool facts behind that, guys. It was actually part of VH1's Behind the Music was what it was from. So some pretty cool stuff going on there. Now, with Rocky Horror, I think we're kind of at the end of our list there. Do you have anything else that you want to add to this fantabulous moment?
No, I wanted to see if I could find the picture of Meatloaf as
I know I was just looking, although I didn't particularly find it, but I do I would love to see that because that's pretty awesome. While Lou's looking that up, guys, I do want to show you we're going to talk about the wonderful world of Hammer coming up, and for anybody who doesn't know, it's some pretty funny times. I'm just bringing it up here. So for Lou, did you find it?
I did not.
You did not? Oh man. It is.
No, of course there's a lot of him as Eddie, so
yes.
But I promise you, I've seen it somewhere. I know he did it.
Yeah. Here we go. Actually, and this is actually a perfect one. So Guys, I want to show you one thing I want to talk about is we're going to talk about Hammer Films. Now, for everybody who doesn't know, Hammer Films is from England. They're a production company that specializes in horror movies. Not to say that they're cheesy, but they're definitely of the old brand. But the reason I wanted to bring them up is we're going to show you here really quick in this first image here. This is one of their filming locations. There's the castle from Rocky Horror. The castle of Rocky Horror was used a lot in their films. And again, yeah, here's a Hammer film. They were very cool. They were very old school. Very what do you call it? Practical effects, which made them really cool. But they were mostly you had a lot of 60s and 70s. Taste the Blood of Dracula, Scars of Dracula, Dracula Prince of Darkness, Brides of Dracula, Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, and of course the Satanic Rites of Dracula from 1973, which is one of my favorites. And again, guys, a lot of these you had Peter Cushing starring in a lot of these, so this was a big deal for horror fans there. Now that's where we are with that. Now we're gonna go to one of our favorite things here. I'm just checking over the comments here. All right, comments are good, guys. Just again, once a quick reminder: if you would like to jump on the show with us today, remember, just write in the comments, "I want to join." I'll send you a link, and you can jump on here with me and Lou. Now we are gonna go. I'm just gonna load it up here because this is one of Lou's favorite things because it's in the nature of her business. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We are going to Horror Nights. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to Universal Horror Nights. We're going to be checking out Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's right. Al actually just wrote too, by the way, about the Hammer Films. Christopher Lee and Cindy wrote, "I love Hammer Films." That's right, guys. So you guys know the classics. You know what we're talking about. Lou's going like this. But that's okay. We'll take it because we love Lou. All right. So Lou, do you want to do this with the mics on, and you want to narrate like we did with the Holidays in Hell, or you want to watch this one with the Killer Clowns?
Oh, either one. We can narrate.
We can narrate.
I'm happy to give my opinion.
All right.
Some people aren't happy to hear it, but you know.
Yes. All right, let's talk about this. Let me bring this up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. This is Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios, Hollywood, California. This is the 2019 Mazes. This is brought to us by Theme Park HG. That's right, guys. And just remember, if you do give a chance, check them out because they do bring us wonderful videos. That's youtube.com/Theme Park HD. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
35-minute wait time.
5 minutes. Oh, we got the circus tent. And the lumberjack. Paul Bunyan's out front. Oh, I love this music. They had a great theme song. Yeah. Oh, it's not my music. Oh, this is cool. I always like the black light.
Nice.
I always like black light.
Not much happening yet.
No, not much yet. Oh, I like that. I like overhead.
Yeah.
See, the one thing I do like about, you got to appreciate Killer Clowns is how big their masks and costumes are.
But then you could, I mean, surely there should have been a door there.
Yeah, I know.
Some guy hanging out, another guy just hanging out. Hey, how you doing?
All right, he's well hidden. We're going to miss him now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
I'm sorry, I'm loving those costumes.
Right? The cotton candies.
That's great.
All right, one of these has got to be real. Yeah! Oh, I love the Attack of the Balloon Animals.
Oh, Al's got a much better way of doing that.
Al wrote Very Willy Wonka.
Yes.
I like this guy's bobbing.
Not much scary about just a guy bobbing. What are you doing? Don't touch it.
Don't touch. Something coming. Oh, I like those ones.
Ah, he's going to the toilet. I love that. That's funny.
That's cool. I wonder if that's a puppet or that's animated.
That looks like an arm.
Right? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is Lou. You'll appreciate this. This is the puppet scene where he's got his hand up the back of the cop. It's actually disturbing.
This guy's annoying me because he keeps touching the props.
That's cool. See, I like simple, disturbing things like that. Oh, there's a big one. What do we got? Oh, the carnival.
If you were a clown, where would you hide? The amusement park.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, which one?
I don't know.
Yeah, one of those had to be real.
No, it's over there. Yeah. See, that I like. I like that they painted the curtain. This is a great illusion, Lou.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at the doorways change.
Yeah.
And that's just lights.
Yeah, that's simple. Okay, random.
Right?
Again, it's just a lot of walking, not a lot happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you see, I wanted that thing to come all the way out.
That looked like a Gorgalore piece. Oh, it's the car. That's cool.
And then just randomly stopped.
There we go.
Interesting. Oh, I've lost Frankenberg. It's my show now. How are you doing? Good to see you. So, tell me your thoughts about that. Tell me your thoughts about the show. In general, I wasn't that impressed by it.
No, you weren't that impressed?
No. Again, it's a lot of walking around. It's not a lot of. I don't like just the same scares. You got a lot of just jumping out and then back. You know, the car at the end was great, but then it just suddenly stopped. You know.
I know. Yeah, you know, and that's just the thing. It's like sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're not. And it's like with them, you know, I don't know. I wasn't really, you know, like the design is cool, but the scares aren't always there with them, you know. So we're gonna see how that goes this season. We'll see. Good news, by the way. We saw. I'm yawning because I haven't slept in 5 days. Welcome to the pandemic. Really quick. I did see that on Instagram. Universal Studios did post that they are building, so that's a good sign for all of us that are in the haunted house industry. We're looking forward to that, and it's good stuff. And as Al did say, production value was high, but there wasn't many scares. So yeah, and painting the curtains is a great idea. I really did like that.
Yep.
That was very cool. All right, guys. So like I said, you got any comments? Throw them in there. We're gonna move on to one of our last subjects for the night. So I want to talk about this. I'm gonna bring up the screen. Hold on 1 minute. Oh, there we go. Because this is something really cool. So, guys, they are shooting a Beetlejuice documentary. It is entitled "Documentary for the Recently Deceased: The Making of Beetlejuice." They are on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. They've been filming this for quite a while, guys, and it looks like it's coming out. I believe it's relatively shortly. Beetlejuice has actually been off the hinges lately, considering the popularity of the Broadway show. The movie, I don't know why, but it seems to have been resurfacing recently, and now the cartoons are also available online as well. So this is pretty cool. And this is something that I'm really, if you look, they show you the fly here. It's actually a giant fly, which is really cool because the one guy does talk about it. It's very funny. He says, how'd they train the fly to do that? How do you train a fly to crawl on there and grab the Zagnut bar? And it's actually, and there's the beetle snake. Like, there's some really amazing behind the scenes footage, pictures, the claymation of Barbara, some scenes that didn't make it. There's some deleted scenes in there. So this is something, guys, that if you get a chance to check it out, really give it a look. The movie is one of my favorites, and they've got a ton of stuff. Barbara's skull, the doorways, the sandworm, the fabric from Beetlejuice's suit. Some really, and it's a lot of it was with the original people who worked on the film, as you can see right there. And right there, little shake Sonora. And as you got Frank China right there. Lou, do you like Beetlejuice? Are you a fan of Beetlejuice?
I liked it. I haven't seen it for God knows how many years. But I did really want to go and see the show, and unfortunately missed my chance. But
I know you know, it being closed was a horrible thing, and you know, I had to say that I was lucky enough, not to rub it in everybody's face, but I was lucky enough to see it, and I do have to say it was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. The show itself was just tremendous. The production value is ridiculous. So definitely, you know, if you ever get to check it out, guys, they are going to be doing a tour. I believe it's fall 2021. They will be doing a tour. And if anybody wants to particularly get a quick glimpse of that, you may want to go on YouTube and type in why Beetlejuice should stay open. There may be a bootleg copy of the show currently on YouTube. It is very good quality. So if you guys want to check it out, definitely go check that out. It's really worth it. Lou, what else? Are we good? How we doing?
I think we're good.
You're good? I think we're good too. We had a good show today. Guys, just a quick reminder again. I want to thank Lou for coming on. That's right. That's little Lou. Lou does some wonderful stuff going on, guys, with the community. And just remember that, you know, it's always important. We're going to give a few shout outs here. First of all, breaking news, though, shock treatment still sucks. I just want to let you know. And with them, guys, just going to type it out here really quick. Tell them where they could go to see your stuff, Lou.
You can go to www.circusronaldonyc.com. All the information on our digital circus is on there. Just click on digital circus. You can also go to the Facebook page, the Remarkable Ronaldo and Little Lou. All of our stuff is on there. And of course, all the links to where to go and what to see.
Absolutely. And guys, like I said, check them out. They have a show this Friday, 1 p.m. at their Facebook. I believe it's the Little Lou and Remarkable Ronaldo page. Is that correct? Or Remarkable Ronaldo and Little Lou? It's either one.
Yes, Remarkable Ronaldo.
I had a little Steve Carell moment from PP. So yeah, guys, definitely check them out. Like I said, it's something that you want to see. You guys got kids, you want something fun to do. It's great for all ages. I've done it. The boomerang's great. So guys, check it out. Lou, thank you so much for coming on. We'll definitely have you on in a future show. It was fun discussing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And just so you know, oh shit, shock treatment still sucks. So
the next show I'm going to be on, we're not doing shock treatment.
No, we're not doing shock treatment. Would you like to come back on the show? Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Awesome. All right. Well, we would love to have you back on. Lou, good night. It was awesome having you on.
Good night. Thank you.
All right, guys. So we had that was Little Lou. Again, guys, check them out. That's right on Circus Ronaldo NYC.com. Check out their Facebook page. As well as guys, like I said, if you like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I was hiding behind the brand logo there. It was kind of funny, but there we go. Definitely, guys. And again, also make sure to check out Facebook.com/Zen Productions NY with Jordan Cap over there. And again, Cap, happy birthday, my friend. I hope you're doing very well over there. It's good stuff today. It's a good day. You share your birthday with Tim Curry, two legends right here together in the same day. That's right, guys. And thank you very much for tuning in to Hell's Honchos, guys. That's right. Just a reminder, we are a live broadcast series focusing on everything horror. We got a weekly to laugh, critique, and discuss multiple haunted houses, walk through horror videos, horror movie trailers, and more. If you guys would like to be a special guest, just remember, make sure to send us a message on our Facebook page. Make sure to like our Facebook page, share it with your friends. That's right, guys. Facebook.com/Hell's Honchos or YouTube/Hell's Honchos. And make sure you click to subscribe, guys. Let's see here. Oh, Al Calianis says he wants to host the Phantom of the Paradise. Al, we're going to make that happen, my friend, because that is a great movie. Believe it or not, I've only seen 3 years ago. Thank you to Aiden P. Finnegan. So I would love to get you on with that, and we'll discuss that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, thank you very much for tuning in. Stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Thank you very much. Bake a pie. Have a great night. Thank you very much for tuning in to Hell's Honchos.